everybody, this is Skeet.
I am Mosh and Mikey.
Rock and Roll Roundtable.
Yes, our good friends at Moshman Media with another presentation for you today.
And this week, classic album breakdown, Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy.
By far, the best Rat album ever made for me. And Rat was a different animal, they were really focused. They were definitely in the Sunset Strip group of guys. Everything revolves around women. It's like good time, women, sex. That was Rat's MO. And they did try to avoid it. They steered right into it. And this album's no exception. From the cover to every song on it, just about. And it's like it's always related to a woman or a relationship or sex. The cover's iconic. It's got the hot blonde girl with the Aquanet hair putting her high heel on or whatever it is. So, but this album was one of those time frame albums for me. When I hear this album, it puts me in summertime, no matter what era. Like right now, we're in the middle of Snowmageddon over here. This album takes me to 1985, the summer, cruising around, T-tops out, hanging out the park. It's like every good thing about my childhood, my teenage years, brightly shines through when I hear this album. And that's why I think I love it more. Technically, it's probably still the best Rat album if I'm getting down to musically. And I mean, sure, Out of the Cellar's great. Dance, 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 or whatever that album was
Dancing
was okay.
Undercover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detonator was great. It's a good album. Infestation even was decent, but I just think this was it. This was what their third. They had an EP and they had Out of the Cellar. Well, they had an EP. The EP is one of the product. I heard Sweet Cheater and all that. Then they had Out of the Cellar. Then it was Invasion, right?
Yeah.
And this is the pinnacle of the 80s, 84, 85 era. So, yeah, it's just we had talked about the other day. We were trying to figure out. I think we asked each other a question about similar likes and dislikes, and we were just randomly doing the what's this band, and we would say what album we thought was best. We both agreed on this, so this is kind of where we're at with the Rat. So classic in my mind. Excellent album, and yeah, we can start it off. For me, I'll start it off over here.
All right.
The opening line, the guitar in "You're in Love" is just that's something that it's so simple yet it's so impactful. Because when you hear that, it's like you're on about a 40-minute good time ride here. Because that's the Invasion album. But yeah, the album is solid. I think the guitar riffs are simple yet very cool. They throw the solos in. Yeah. Piercy's not my favorite vocalist, but and for this album, to be honest, the whole career, it always sounded kind of delay. Had like delay on it. He always sounded like he was singing from far away. This album's no exception. It's the 80s, not the best produced album we're ever going to hear. But he's right away on that. You take the midnight subway train, he's got that delay, reverb kind of thing. But yeah, this song to me it's iconic in itself, even if it's solely based on the opening riff, but it's not. The rest of the song is very good. I definitely chopped this one up to a 9. It's a hair metal staple. Very well done. That's a 9 for me.
Nice. I have to agree. What a way to come out of the chute with "You're in Love." I mean, it's just the drums coming in when it was like perfect opener for an album, especially
Right.
especially for Rat. Like you said, the first album was a little bit more raw. This was a little bit more slick. This whole album was a little bit more
Yeah.
slick, and it was. I think the production through the whole thing was pretty good, as far as
For the
song to song
80s.
to song to
Yeah.
song. Everything kind of fit, but this was a great way to open it up. Uh, like you said, it's just that intro in itself was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, here we go. I rated this a 9 as well.
Yep. Yep. Very good. I mean, that's a fair rating. I think it's damn near good. Damn near 10, but it's a solid 9. Call it a solid 9. So yeah.
So then we go to Never Use Love. Great second track. I have no issues with it really. I ranked it at 8 because it was a good song. Uh, I'm really pleased with his lyrics on this album, all the way through. It wasn't real cheesy, maybe in spots.
Oh yeah, it was.
Well,
Yeah.
I
It had
didn't think
its
so.
spots.
I didn't think it was cheesy. The way he later albums they kind of went to the cheese a little bit more, but for this one, I think they were still pretty much on target with what they were writing about, as far as I know. That's how I feel about it. So that's why I
Well,
gave it an 8 because it's still a pretty strong song.
yeah, I think with Never Use Love, right away you get the gist of the albums coming because You're in Love, Never Use Love. It's kind of like got the MO for Rat down. I like the guitar riff in this. I thought it was interesting, and he does a lot of the harmonics on the end of this. DeMartini, a beast in itself, but it's just I thought it was so catchy that it was like, and the background vocals were really good in this. A lot of the background vocals on this album were killer.
Yeah,
Very well produced, very well uh, thought of where to put them and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm with you. I think it's an 8. I don't think it's quite You're in Love status, but it's a solid way to keep you engaged because it didn't drop off to like a 5. It didn't like, oh
yeah,
God,
yeah,
it kept you there. Only thing that irritated me was the love part, and I don't know, it just does. It's like, oh God, you're in love, never use love. Come on, write something different. That's where I differ with you. I think most of the lyrics they write in the hair metal era, but Rat especially, was a tad cheesy for me. It's just every song had to be about a woman or something, you know.
yeah.
So yeah,
All right, I see your point. I see your point.
yeah. With that said, we go down to another iconic guitar riff. I mean, it's almost a carbon copy of You're in Love, but it was even more commercially successful with Lay It Down. That's a song that a lot of people that don't really dig deep into Rat know
Yeah,
because it was so widely played. I like the little part, the lull in the middle of this where, he kind of talking.
yeah,
And then Steven comes back in with give me just one more chance, to prove myself. And then the drums, ba bum, ba bum.
yeah,
That was like, yeah, they had all kinds of iconic stuff going around. And it did get overplayed, which, yeah, it makes it a little bit, but it's still a 9 for me. I think it's right back. And for the album flow, it's like, okay, you had a slight deviation, and then right back to hooked guitar riffs
yeah.
and solid and really solid songs. So yeah, that's a 9.
Okay. Let's see. I gave it a 10
Well, okay.
because, well, I always liked where Never Use Love faded and then he comes right into the riff. It was almost like that track extended and they went right into that riff.
Yeah, it could be. It could be by design how they did it.
So for me, it was just the whole thing about it. I mean, the solos in it were very tasty. I mean, Warren DeMartini was just excellent, and
Yeah.
you know the double guitars. You know, the King was playing as well, and they
Yeah.
had a lot of back and forth. So it was, sometimes it was hard to tell who was playing what when when they were doing back and forth solos.
Yeah, you really don't know. I
I
think
mean,
Mark Martini was, yeah.
Robin Crosby was still on top of his game. He really hadn't gone down the path he went on this album, so he was still crisp, and the two of them played off each other real well. So I I gave it a 10 because it's like one of my favorite tunes on the album.
Okay.
And really, it's weird for me because I didn't feel like there was really like a classic ballad, but they've got some songs that they slowed down on to where you
Yeah,
almost thought it was going to be a ballad, but it's not really a fucking ballad. So this whole album was kind of, the tempos were like
yeah,
mid and
yeah.
up tempo for the whole thing. So it's kind
I
of a
got
tricky fucking album.
I got one ballad on here that I classify as a ballad. So it's like
Okay.
that's good for hair metal though.
So, like I said, I give that one a 10. Are we back to me on this?
Yeah.
Give It All is one of those tricky songs where it's got spots where it's, kind of mid tempo through the whole thing, but it's
Yeah.
got those catchy give it all. The background vocals come in.
Right.
It's one of them crowd songs. So I mean, I gave it a 8 just for the catchy stuff that was in it, and it's not a ripper song.
Right. Right.
They're not
No,
shredding. It's just kind of a tasty fucking tune all the way through.
I kind of like this song about a lot about his vocal phrasing. And it's just the way because he sings it, at a certain point, and then it's got, you know what I mean, that part he sings, he ad libs a little bit, but it kind of goes real well with the guitar riffs and stuff. Just
Yeah.
his vocal phrasing on this. But again, here, and I don't want to be the stickler, but it's like again, I want to give you all my love tonight. Come on. I mean, just some of the lyrics in this room to chat cheese city a little bit, but it held up enough to give it an eight. It did.
Oh, nice.
It was borderline. It was like if we were doing half points, it'd probably be 7.5, but I'll give it an 8 as the
Okay.
benefit of the doubt. Oh, what are we going to here? Oh, this is the ballad for me.
Okay.
Um, I really like this song. I thought it had enough. The guitar was almost like to me it was like in the bridge part it was like it would be a chugging song, but they slowed it down. It's like a chugging song, and they just flipped the switch from 78 to 33. You know what I mean? It was like it wasn't really ballad chords and stuff, but it was slower. It had that gong gong gong, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And Piercy knocks this one out of the park. I think this was one of the better vocal performances on it, and I think it's the best ballad they ever did. I mean, giving yourself away later on was like not my cup of tea. This one was more. It's like a tweener ballad. It's like it's kind of in between a slow song and a ballad, But yeah, I loved it. This is the closest I'm going to get to a 10. You know what? I'm just going to give it a 10 because it's my.
Wow.
Yeah, it was borderline, but yeah, I really dig this song. I listened to this a lot. I would rewind this song a lot back in the day. And
Wow.
it was a lot of, yeah, it's one of the better hair metal ballads to me. It really is. Gets a
Well,
little redundant at the end. the
Yeah,
closer to my heart thing, but
I I I kind of gave this one a 7.
oh, that sucks.
Well,
Yeah, I love that song.
I it's a great tune, and now I mean you almost made me feel bad enough that I wanted to pop it up to an 8
Yeah.
because
It's
I'm
your
thinking about it,
opinion,
it's like, well, yeah, but I just think it was a good song. So I guess 7 to an 8, but I gave it a 7 because
Yeah.
with the other songs it was kind of a step down, and it just didn't have that whole the, it was a ballad without being a ballad.
Right.
That's
That's
that
why I
was
like
kind
it.
of my point.
Yeah.
It's like because the guitar, his fucking guitar, he was just ripping, man. He was ripping through that song, and
Yeah. See, that's
it's
what
not
I'm
a
getting
bad
at.
thing. It's not. It's not a
Yeah.
bad thing.
That's kind of why I liked it so much because it wasn't the normal
Yeah,
ballad, and it
yeah,
wasn't, and it was kind of still you could say you liked a ballad without people saying, "Oh, you're a wussy," you like that
yeah,
mushy stuff. Well, it's not mushy. It lyrically, yeah, but musically, it still had the ass behind it. So it was like, yeah, that's. But everybody's got it's an opinion, any opinion based business we exist in. So
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Uh right between the eyes. Between the eyes is a song. Uh I also gave this one a 7,
good. There's not
and
much about it.
it was still one of the it's kind of the slower tempo songs on the album. So maybe it's just I was expecting a little bit more upbeat stuff. So the first part of the album, it's like, oh, cool, 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 and then you kind of just slow it down a little bit. Uh, I like the way they set the song up a lot,
Hmm.
and then
Okay.
you know what I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way it's structured. Yeah, I get it.
because
Uh,
you're kind of chugging along there, and then a great fucking solo. Again, the fucking solos on this is just it's mind blowing that he came up
yeah.
with the solos the way he did in these songs.
I
Eh, eh,
thought, yeah, I like the solos, and I'm not a big guitar guy, but I thought Piercy, the way he kind of when he would get to the part and he would, I see you burn, and he
yeah,
got a little
yeah,
attitude about that, and it's like usually he was happy go lucky, kind
yeah.
of guy. It was a little bit of attitude, so yeah, I gave it an 8. I mean,
Oh,
it was
nice.
still a solid song for me. I had no issues with it. Oh, here's one. What you give is what you get. I like the song lyrically. I thought it was a nice little phrase. And that's a catchy phrase. It got redundant for me in parts because they kept saying it over and over. Par for the course for the 80s. I get it. I really liked some of the guitar work in this one, but it just wasn't nothing I wrote home about. So I would say a 7 for this one.
Okay,
It's just, it was good. It's not nothing special. It's kind of a filler for me.
okay. I gave it an 8 because I just liked it the way the fucking the lyrics were.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The lyrics is a big deal. What saved it for me. So, yeah.
But again, for the album, they kind of stayed within that fucking same realm.
Yeah, they never went speed demon like Sweet
Yeah,
Cheater back in the day. They didn't really do that. So it's like, but that was kind of their, wanted man and all that was the same way. Back for more. They had
yeah,
that slow chugging style with extravagant solos, and it was like that's kind of what. got them their, that buttered their breads, so to speak. But like the EP, if you want to really hear them chug along, man, and that was a good one. And then Dancing Undercover, they did more of that too, with like Body Talk and stuff like that. Whatever album that was on, I think it was on Dancing Undercover. But yeah, Body Talk was one of those quick mover ones. You don't have
Yeah.
that too much on this. It's pretty mid. I mean, which is good. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
being a nice sludge fan. Well, I'm into the heavy riffs and the motor chug 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 along. And it was made them kind of broke them apart from a lot of the other hair bands. To be honest,
I think so. I think they were
yeah,
probably underrated a lot. A lot.
yeah. Early in their career, I think
Early in their
as
career.
when they got later, they kind of deserved the underrating because they did fall off in my mind. And I'd still like to see Piercy and DeMartini today. I'd still like to see them two together one last time, but it may not work out that way. But yeah, it'd be interesting. And he's a hero for a lot of people that grew
Yeah.
up on Rat.
Yeah.
Exceptional guitar player.
Yeah. Uh the eighth track got me on the line. Uh I gave it a 7. And the tempo was better on this one. I kind of like the intro with the phone ringing. Hello, that was
Yeah,
kind of cool, but it just I don't know. It just was kind of I thought it was a mid song. It really that was a filler for me. It was kind of fun, but you know what I'm saying. It
yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't 8 worthy, but it was 7
I,
worthy.
I think it's 8 worthy. I gave it an 8
Okay,
because I think it had enough of a hook to it, and I like the fact that it had a little more speed to it. Not a bunch, but it had a little bit. But I just thought it was background vocals again. Piercy was on this. There's some bass, a couple bass parts in it that I really liked in this song. It was like that's again, it would be a 7.5 if we were doing halves.
okay,
But I'll give it an 8 just for the benefit of the doubt on this one.
okay.
Uh you should know by now is the next track. No, I don't like this.
Ah,
I just don't. It was too, and I don't want to say it the wrong way, but it's kind of sissified, especially the chord. You should know by now. It's like, no, I didn't buy what they were selling right there. So, it's like,
ah.
just not one of my favorites. It had some parts in it that I thought were solid. I don't think it's a song that if I was just listening to the album, I'm not going to get up and skip it, or I'm not going to worry about skipping it. I'll let it play, but it's like if I had a playlist and picked the best of Invasion, that's not on it. It's
Okay.
just that's a 7. It's barely above mid, but it's not as. I almost went 6 on this one, and that would have been tough.
Wow. Oh
But
wow.
no, I listened to it again. And I was like, yeah, okay. It's still good enough. It's just not my preference, but I'll go
Wow.
7 on it.
Wow. I gave that fucker a 9.
Whoa,
I do
man, yeah,
like
we
this
got
one.
some.
I do like this one. I liked how he sang it, how they did the pause and went into the. I mean, it's one of them crowd songs. If they
Oh,
played,
sure.
I'm sure when they played this one live, they were getting the crowd into it. To me, it had a lot of fucking energy. That's just what the vibe I got from that song, and it's one of my favorites off the fucking
Oh,
album.
well, you don't always agree. I guess that's the thing. We don't always have to agree, but it's like, yeah, I don't. don't care for that one as much. So what it
And
is.
that brings us to dangerous but worth the risk. I gave this one a 7. Probably should have gave it an 8. I kind of like the way it ended the album. It's not. I mean, when you start with You're in Love and you end with Dangerous but Worth the Risk, it's kind of a it's good, but it wasn't like an awesome ender.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
So again, solid through the fucking album. You get to this, it was just kind of a little drop off.
I get it.
And
I do
but
understand it.
again, great fucking solo in this one. And the
Oh
way he's
yeah, yeah.
playing out at the end was fucking, you know what I mean? It's just this fucking album is so fucking good, dude.
Well, it's really good, and it's like there's little nuances from most every song for me. In Dangerous, it's the background vocals again. I know something, you know
Yes,
something
yes.
too. That part kind of brought it up for me. I
Okay.
love the guitar riff in general. It had just the guitar riff was bouncy, and I mean, I kind of see what you're saying about the ending, but if it would have been me, if I would have been Rat, closer to my heart would have been Last. I would have went out on the slower one,
That
but
might have been cool.
still,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
That might have
I
been
think
real fucking cool.
from laying it down to being closer to your heart, kind of lyrically even it. But dangerous, but worth the risk should have been probably like third. After or after you're laying it so forth, after you're laying it down, it's worth the
Yeah.
risk, right?
Okay,
That
there you
I mean,
go.
just in my perverted mind, but the song itself, I really kind of dig it. I think it was an 8. I think it's a
Okay.
solid 8. So yeah, the overall album is you didn't have I didn't have I think I had 1 7 in the whole deal. So I can't complain. It's one of those albums that it's more of a timepiece than it is like, oh, this is so technically sound and vocally and lyrically and all that. It's an era of time that I never will forget. And that triggers me every time I hear this album. It's like a Weezer. It's like the Blue Album to an
Wow.
extent.
Yeah, yeah,
The Blue Album can put me in a good mood no matter what. This album just reminds me and brings me solid good memories from the mid 80s in the
yeah,
summertime,
yeah,
hanging out with my friend. So yeah, that's what I love the most about it is its time piece stamp. It's got that brings me the feels for that summer of 85.
yeah.
And that's the biggest hitter of it. Now, is there better albums out there? Sure. But for me, this is iconic because of that particular reason. There's always an album, always a song, always something that transports you back in time. This one does. And yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it's probably an 8 total. I haven't added up anything. I didn't add up my scores or nothing,
Ah,
but because I just did them on the fly, I was like, whatever. But it had to be probably an 8 to an 8.5 total, but it's a 9.5 easily because of the what it means to me.
okay.
Not
So
technically,
you're
not
just
any
giving
of
you're
that.
giving the score, you're and not even adding up.
No,
Is that what you're
I mean,
telling me?
I can guesstimate. I didn't add them up because I didn't know what they were until we just talked about them. But I didn't write
Okay.
them down. So I would guesstimate with what I'm having in my head. It's probably about an 8, but I'm saying it's at least a 9 in my brain. What
Okay.
what I graded it out to is irrelevant as far
Okay.
as how I feel about the album. Okay.
Okay.
So you can give your score though.
My score was an 8. It came up to an 8, a solid
That
8,
sounds
and
right.
I kind of tend to agree with you. Uh, I would give it a +1 and make it a 9 just for this fucker was. It was a great fucking album. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, for a sophomore fucking album from a hair band, it was a great follow up to a kick ass first album, and
Yeah,
it was
oh, yeah.
just solid all the way through. It really was.
Yeah, and I thought Rat was one of those bands that weren't like cookie cutter at the time. I think that the vocals were a little bit more distinctive. They had one of the best hair band or any band for that matter guitarists doing leads. The rhythm section was solid. You know, it was like staples of the strip out there. Uh, they probably, you know, they got plenty of love for those first two albums.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like they're still underrated a little bit in my mind. But this album's just it's leaps and bounds above some of the other albums that people think are so and great. For me, this one would beat them. You know, including like Appetite for Destruction. This album means more to me than Appetite does.
Okay.
Just not maybe it wouldn't score as good, but it means more because it was a time in my life. It meant
Yeah. Yeah.
more to me. So yeah, it's again opinion based business we're living in,
Yeah.
and people might think this is the worst Rat album ever, but it's not for one, and it will never be just because of sentimental value
Okay.
is always going to be up there.
Nice. I this is a good benchmark album for people who want to try to do hair metal now. Go back, listen to this fucking album, and you could the differences in the songs and how he articulated things and how he sang things and how they actually put the songs together. It even though you had like a recurring theme through the whole thing, it still had enough
Yes.
differences in the songs that it mattered, but it was still in the genre.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at that time, that's what a lot of people wrote about a lot of time.
Yes,
You know, looking back at it now, it's easy to criticize, but if
exactly.
I'm living through it. When this album came out, guess what my mind was fixated on as a 17-year-old kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I related a lot more
Yeah.
40 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
40 years. This is going to be the what 41st year. I can't believe that album's been out there. But it's still it was so fun to just sit down and listen to it this week. And it's like, man, that's some good stuff. I
Yeah.
forgot. You know, it just and I got to live in summer of '85 for a while. It was all right.
Yeah. Nice. Well, all right, Mikey. You feel like we touched on all the points?
Yeah, I don't think we need to go into a full blown Rat tirade episode, but yeah, for this album, yeah, just if you haven't ever heard it, you need to. But if you've heard
Yes.
it and you know what we're saying, probably if you're a Gen X about our age, that summer when it came, yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so yeah, it's just great album. I won't call it elite, but I will say it's a better album than most of the hairband era.
There you
That,
go.
that's where I go.
Good way to sum it up. I kind of agree with you. Like I said, go out, check it out if you haven't heard it before.
Absolutely.
All right. Gonna wrap it up. This is Skeet.
Mosh and Mikey.
See ya!
Peace out.